Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project is we're going to be replacing this door right here with a new one. Now, we did get a pre-hung door, so which means pre-hung means it comes with the casing as well. It comes with the casing and it comes with the brick mold on the outside. The brick mold is that molding that you see around the outside of the door itself. So we're going to change that all in one shot because, as I said, this is a much older door and it is kind of drafty in the winter time. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this storm door off, and the way we do that is we just unscrew all of the screws along here and down on the lock that holds the door open, and we're going to remove it and we'll set that aside. Hopefully we can reuse it, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so this is what we're going to do first. We're going to come in here and we're going to remove all of these screws that you see in here that hold the storm door in place. All right, so let's get started on that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our utility knife and we're going to cut down along where the caulking or the silicone is on the outside casing, and we're just going to cut it all the way down and all the way around. If we have it cut there, we're going to take out the screws that are actually in here to hold it in place, and we're going to take off this outside brick molding as well as all around the rest of it here as well. Right, so we're going to take out the screws that you see down the bottom here. We're going to take those out, any screws that we see in it, and then we're going to put a flat pry bar inside there, and we're going to pop this off. We're going to strike it all the way around here with the utility knife as well, and we'll take this off too. We're going to pry it a little bit, and we're going to make sure that over here that it comes out okay. So we're going to pry it, and we're going to cut here at the same time, just like that. All right, so next thing we're going to do now is we're going to come in here and we're going to remove the door from the hinges. We're going to take out these pins here, here, and the one on the bottom, and we're going to remove this door, and that'll make it a lot lighter to take out this casing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove these screws right here, because as you can see, these screws go right straight through into this stud right here, and we're going to take this out of here. We are also going to remove these screws here because chances are they go right straight through and into the stud right over here as well. Then we're going to come down on the bottom and we're going to remove this here to take this off. Next we'll take out these screws in the hinge right here because chances are they're screwed into the stud as well. And we'll do the same thing up here and of course up here. All right, we may have a couple of screws up top there, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we're just going to pry it out just a little bit now. Now remember, you don't want to pry it and break anything, so just do it very gently, and we should be able to get it to come out. Remember, it's been in there for a heck of a long time. So let's put this off to the side. We're going to come in here, we're going to clean it up a little bit, and then we'll come right back and we'll get this new door in. All right, so let's get the tape and we'll get started on that. Okay, so as you can see, we have the rough opening wall waterproof now. We put our waterproofing tape on it. We're going to put silicone around on the bottom right here, up on the sides, and we're also going to put it on the back of the door itself. We're going to put the door into the opening, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so now we got the door in, and we do have a couple of screws in place to hold it while we actually go down here and check to make sure that everything is exactly right. As you can see right here, we're level, Everything is nice and level. We did check our sides as well to make sure we're level on the side here as well. We also took a square such as this, put it in the opening, and made sure that everything is nice and square. And we're going to do that on all four corners of the door itself. Right? Nice and square. Same thing here. Nice and square. All right, so everything looks good there. Next thing we did, we came up underneath the molding right here. We pulled the molding back and we drove the screws in through here, there, and down by the other hinge on the bottom. And then we took our shims and we shimmed it according to get this so that it was actually perfectly level, or plumb, I should say. All right, same thing up on top right here. We put our shims in there and everything looks like it's perfect now. So now we drove our screws all the way in, and then we came over onto this side over here and we did the exact same thing up here. We put our shims up in here and drove a screw in behind the molding there, down on the bottom, and down there as well. All right, and again, we drove them in behind the molding. Right there, you just peel the molding back and get it inside, so that way you don't have any sign of the screws showing through there, and down underneath here, and then down on the bottom right there. All right, so that's all set. This is in. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to cut off any of the shims right here so that it's level with the outside over here, so that way we can put our molding back on. But before we do that, we're going to put insulation inside right here. And the insulation I'm going to use, it's personal preference, of course. I'm going to use the old traditional insulation versus the spray in, because as you can see, up top we have a little gap, and down here we have quite a bit. We can get in here like this, and we can just cut it off right here as well. So let's do that. What you do is just take a piece off, and you can use a putty knife and you can push it inside there. So let me do that. Next, we're going to come up here with our molding, put our molding on here. We pre-cut the molding already to the height that we wanted it, with the angle up the top, I should say, that 45-degree angle. Next, we're going to come down the bottom. We're going to cut these to length. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come outside and we're going to silicone and put the storm door back on. All right, we got everything on. We siliconed everything around the new door where it's installed right here. We made sure we have a nice watertight seal all the way along the bottom and up the sides. Our storm door is on. All right, so that's it. We're all done. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.